Hi friends! Today I'm going to be showing you how I create different types of flowers using embroidery. One technique that I love to use is known as the wagon wheel stitch, or also colloquially known as the woven wheel stitch. This gets its name from the 5-spoke straight stitches that you create as a guide to weave your thread over and under and around to build a flower. To begin, you're going to want to start by drawing a circle on your fabric with 5 lines in a star shape. This will act as a guide for you to weave your stitches. To begin, bring the needle up through the back of the hoop, starting in the center. Use a straight stitch to create the 5 different spokes in your star shape. Do your best to ensure that these stitches are evenly spaced and about the same length. Having these be as even as possible will make things a lot easier for you as you build your flower. Once your spokes are in place, you can begin by bringing your needle up through the center of your spokes, kind of near where they all meet, and you're going to begin weaving. So start going over and under each spoke with your needle and pulling your thread through. Be sure not to catch any individual threads with your needle, because that will just create knotting and kind of cause interruptions as you weave your thread through the spokes. Continue this weaving method up and over and around until you run out of thread. I always leave about 2 to 3 inches of thread before I cut it off and tie it off so that I can easily do that. Once you kind of feel it coming to the end, you can just pull your needle down through the thread, tie it off in the back, and then rethread your needle. You can bring your needle back up through where you brought it down to tie it off and just continue weaving. It should look seamless. There should really be no way for people to know that you had to switch thread, which is kind of the great part about this method. When you're nearing the end of your flower, I like to make sure that I have almost overlined the circle that I created so that all of the spokes are hidden. Sometimes I even like to hook the edges of my flower down with a couching stitch just to make sure that everything lays flat and is secure. When you're finally happy with your flower, you can bring your needle back down into the fabric, trim the thread, and tie it off. The best part about this stitch is that you can kind of make these flowers as big or as small as you'd like. You can also use more strands at a time to make your flower chunkier, or use fewer strands if you're using a small flower to kind of show a little bit more detail. Generally speaking, the more thread or strands you use at a time will make this process go a little bit faster. So if you're wanting it to look really chunky and get done really quick, maybe consider using all 6 strands or maybe 4 strands at a time. But either way, it's going to be the same method every time. I do like to finish off these flowers by adding some leaves around them. I do like to use my leaf stitch to complete these. And once you've done all of that, you're done with your woven wheel stitch and you have a beautiful final product.